Hey everyone, it is 12:01. Welcome to our second in our series of coffee and community chats. I do want to let everybody know that we are recording this conversation. So if that makes any difference to you, you may go on, stop your video or whatever you feel comfortable with. We are so happy to have you for the second in our series of 4 coffee and community chats that will be hosted by Families Together. Each one is an informal conversation that will offer you some behind the scenes inside looks at one aspect of our current work and our mission to move families from homelessness to home. Today, we are very excited to be joined by Families Together Financial Empowerment Lead, Harriet Reynolds, and Family Together board member, Gwen Jackson. The title of our program today is My Journey from Client to Board Member. Before we start, I ask that everybody holds their questions. We will open up for comments and discussion after about 10 minutes, and we'll wrap up in no more than 30. And be sure to stay on until the end to see who is the lucky winner of our limited edition coffee mug. Ladies, can you hold your beautiful coffee mugs up? And with that, Harriet, can you take us off? Thank you.
Sure. First, I want to say welcome to everyone. We're glad that you could join us. But most of all, I want to say welcome to Gwen. Gwen, it's so great to have you here. And I'm so excited that you're able to join us. Gwen is a member of our board, and we met 5 years ago. And I remember it like yesterday when I was assigned to be your mentor advocate. And I remember that first meeting, and I have been truly amazed by your journey. Not only amazed, but so proud of you. So with that said, Gwen, do you want to go ahead and give us a brief history, an introduction about your involvement with Families Together?
Absolutely. Well, first off, I just want to say that I am super excited to be here. One of the reasons that it was easy for me to say yes to this was this free, beautiful mug that I was able to receive by saying yes to doing this. So thank you, Families Together. So my journey started, 5 years ago. Wow. Wow. Very much different than what things are today, but walked into Families Together after receiving a referral and was just kind of down and out, just in a very different place, not stable as far as housing is concerned. I had my 2 daughters who are teenagers, and it was just really hard. It was really hard when I came into FT, didn't know how things would turn out, but went through the program, and I know that we're going to get a little bit into that, but went through the program, and I also joined an organization that was started within FT called Voices Together, and began telling my story and became a board member. And I have been a board member for the past 3 years. So it's been a really exciting, interesting, challenging, but very rewarding journey.
So Gwen, I know there's a lot that you've already touched on already, but through that entire journey, what would you say was the most impactful thing that happened to you during your time with us, Families Together?
Yeah, absolutely. So I would have to say, really, it was walking in for the first time. Um, you're just scared, you're scared of being judged. It was embarrassing, the position that I was in, not having a home and the things that I had gone through. I mean, literally sleeping in my car, in and out of hotels, running out of money, just at my wit's end. And I just knew for a fact that I would be met with so much judgment. But it was the complete opposite when I walked into Families Together. There was so much patience and just a non-judgmental attitude towards me, and just a willingness. You could tell that everyone there just wanted to help, just wanted to see me be successful. And so that, I would have to say, was the most impactful. It really changed everything for me. So that I would have to say that just the warm welcome that I received in coming and being a part of the program.
Yeah. So Gwen, you have been such an effective and impactful representative of of a family that's come through, our program. And I remember you mentioned Voices Together and how reluctant you were to participate in that. I don't know if you remember or not, you're going to walk out. But, because of that, and I believe that one of those experiences, you just have became a very, very impactful, like I said, effective spokesperson for the family, for our families and for our agencies. You have represented us well. So thank you for that. So can you tell us a little bit about your professional background and where life has kind of taken you since that first time we met 5 years ago?
Sure. So before I jump into that, I want to touch a little bit on Voices Together, Miss Harriet, if you don't
Sure.
mind, because
No,
I
not at
really
all.
want to explain, that that was really tough for me. And what you all don't know is that there were many nights that I went home and I was crying and I was just like, I just can't do this. I'm embarrassed to tell my story. I don't want people to know what I've gone through. I even get emotional now just talking about it. And so it was really hard, but I had such great people in my corner, including you, Miss Harriet, that really encouraged me to be bold and strong in telling my story, letting me know that, there's people out here that you're going to be able to help and encourage, who are going through the same thing that you're going through. And I will tell you that I absolutely did find that talking about it and being forthcoming and transparent about my experience really helped me to heal. That was really, I feel like, the beginning of a healing process for me to overcome and to be able to look back and say, wow, I see how far I've come and I can do this. And there are many others like me, who will hopefully have a different path in life after seeing my story and what I've been through. So I just wanted to talk about Voices Together a little bit. So as far as my professional journey, wow, it has been amazing. So when I came into Families Together, I was in a role that, it got me a little bit of money every month, and I was doing my best to try to make ends meet. In going through the Families Together program, though, there was so much confidence that I gained through that program, which really sparked me to begin to stretch myself and applying for other roles and really going into the industry that I really wanted to be in, which is human resources. So when I came in the program, I think I was in accounting. I applied for an HR position as a coordinator, took on that role, and was promoted 3 times within that organization that I was in at that time. And now I have taken on my most recent role as human resources business partner for an organization. Our parent company has over 4,000 employees. What I did was I gained so much confidence from just going, from different level to different level. I actually wrote out my dream job. And I'm just going to say this, I don't believe that I would have gotten to this point had I not received the help and the support from Families Together. Because first of all, there's confidence in just having a home to go to every day. And so here I am, I'm confident, I'm getting into the industry that I want to be in, which is human resources. I wrote out my dream job and went after it. And I actually received 2 or 3 offers. And I turned down 2 of those offers because I was like, no, I'm going after what I want to really do, which is I wanted to work 100% remote so that I could have the flexibility of spending more time with my girls, who are in the 11th and 12th grade. And I just wanted to have certain things that I wrote down for my dream job. I got every single one of those. I work remote, so I've got more time for my family. I'm in the role that I want to be in. And so it has been just such an exciting journey for me professionally.
Well, Gwen, you answered a question that I was going to ask you, which was what were some of your big professional goals that you wanted to accomplish? And it sounds like you just checked them all off the list. So,
I did. And, since FT, I write a vision board every year. And I have crossed some things off on my vision board. I wanted to purchase a new vehicle, but I didn't want to have car payments because that's one of the things that I learned in Families Together is if you can't afford it, you don't buy it. So I purchased a vehicle. I purchased an SUV. I have no car payments. And that has kind of been the tone throughout my family. If I can't afford it, I don't buy it. But if I want it, then I will save for it. And so that has helped us to, get out of the rut of living from paycheck to paycheck and having some savings set aside. So yeah, there's been so many things that have come out of the partnership with Families Together, and yeah, really excited.
Yeah, that's another proud moment, Gwen. Congratulations on that. Um, that's something that's near and dear to me.
Yes.
Um, so, in addition to all your professional accomplishments, you are now a community leader, and you've been a part of the Families Together board for about 3 years. Can you tell us a little bit about the board and what you serve on, and and what that means to you to be a part of the board?
Absolutely. So, yes, been on the board for a little over 3 years now, and was really reluctant to even do that because I thought, well, I'm just kind of getting on my feet. And what do I know about, a board and making decisions and being a part of that? But as I began to think more about it, I thought about how important it is for someone like me who has actually gone through the experience to be on the board to where I can be an influence, giving that perspective of someone that has actually gone through the program, someone that has actually gone through the process, graduated from the program, and been successful from there. So I was excited to be a part of the board. As I got comfortable, I joined the HR and Legal Committee, which is really great. And I'm also part of the Governance Committee. So it has really stretched me and grown me. I've learned so much being a part of the board. It helps me to see the background and the inside of all the work that goes behind helping just one person. There's so much work that goes into that, and being a part of the board helps me to appreciate Families Together even the more.
So Gwen, thank you so much for that, and we really appreciate you being a part of the board and the impact that you're actually making. So thank you for that. So I have one more question for you. And because Family Get Together, as you know, we work exclusively with families.
Ladies, I'm going to jump in and finish Harriet's question because it seems like we've lost her. Harriet, she was talking about how we exclusively work with families with children, and our work often has multi-generational impacts. Would you say that that's true for your kids, and how are they doing? Are they exhibiting some of the leadership skills that you show us every time we see you?
Oh my goodness. Absolutely, yes. And to expound on that, my girls have watched me, of course, as they went through the process with me, but they've watched me go from being just in a really bad place to where I am now. They have watched me take on a leadership role and be more involved in the community. And they have, in turn, done the same thing. They actually serve and have several leadership positions in the programs and things that they're a part of in school. My daughter is on JROTC, and she is one of the captains there. My other daughter is part of the IB program. If you know anything about the IB program, it's very difficult, it's very challenging. And she leads meetings as a part of that program. So they have definitely followed in my footsteps and taking a part in exhibiting those leadership qualities and exemplifying leadership in their day to day. So I'm super proud of them. I have a senior that's going to be graduating this year. And with us talking about money, she has decided to take the route of going to Wake Tech because they've offered free tuition for a good year. So she's like, Mom, I can go here for a year, save my money up, and then go to a bigger university. So I'm so proud of my girls and just super excited that I've had the opportunity to work with Families Together to get to this point in life so that generationally changes can be made. So yeah, it's been a fun ride, and I'm so glad that there's been such a positive impact on my girls as well.
That's amazing, and I wish I took that advice. All right, well, that was great. Thank you so much, Gwen and Harriet. We would like to now open up the floor for questions from the participants. There's two ways that you can choose to ask your question. You can either use your reactions icon and it will have a raise the hand button and we'll go that way. Or if you're not feeling keen to do that, you can type it in the chat. And when the conversation slows down, I will look at it and ask the questions for you. I can ask one to if you'd like, because you have Catherine Staley, go ahead. Sorry.
You know I'd jump in here if you didn't call on me anyway. It's not a question, Gwen. I was just listening to your story again, and I just want to say, as one of your fellow board members who came on about the same time you did, that what a shame it would have been if you hadn't let your light shine. Like, I think a lot of us as, Christians or Lutherans who, got involved with this, you think about the whole lamp under the basket or whatever, and your lamp was under a basket. And how awful it would have been if you weren't shining for us. So you are just a treasure, and I'm so honored to get to serve with you on the board. So that was no question there.
That means so much to me. Thank you so much for saying that, Catherine. I have to tell you that it has opened up a world of possibilities for me. Even in my role now, my current role on my job, I'm being asked to speak for women's events, and I'm just scared. I'm like shaking in my boots because I'm just like, I'm not ready for this. And, but I'm like, no, FT got me prepared for this through Voices Together. And, who would have thought that it would have taken me on a journey where I'm, taking on speaking engagements in other places and just talking about my life and my story. It's been amazing. So thank you for saying that. And I am just as proud to serve with you as well. We have some amazing board members, and it's just a fun ride. It really is.
So we have a question from one of our own. And Tanisha is asking, with your experience at Families Together, what words of encouragement would you provide for our current clients that we have right now?
I would say trust the process. Don't kick against the prick. If they suggest and tell you that you need to do X, Y, Z, then do that. Trust it. Don't lean on your own understanding, and be okay with being vulnerable, and be okay with change, because it's going to take some level of change, changing your habits, changing your mindset. More importantly, don't be afraid to do those things. Sometimes we can be afraid to step into a different space because, well, I've always done it this way. Well, mom did it this way. Dad taught me to do it this way. But if you're in this position, then you're in this position for a reason, to learn, to change, to grow, to do, and to be better. So just trust it. Just trust the process.
I'm hearing some move my cheese conversation happening with you.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Pam, did you have a question? Did I miss it? Oh, how did Gwen first find out about Families Together? That's a good question, because I think there's sometimes some confusion about how families end up with Families Together.
Yeah, so I know that it has now since changed since I joined the program, but I did receive a referral from one of the other organizations that I knew about. I was referred to Families Together, and that is how I found out about it. So it wasn't anything that I just kind of Googled and landed on. It was actually someone telling me about it, and then I'm making that referral. So, and that's how I got connected with Families Together.
And Gwen did just reference that things have currently changed. There is a coordinated access system that everyone has to go through and be referred through that system. And actually, our next coffee and community chat is going to center around that coordinated access system and how we interact and are part of the continuum of housing care. Well, if no one has any more questions, we might go ahead and move on. I want to just do some quick housekeeping notes. Sadie, can you cue me up? Beautiful. And the major thing is, if you are interested in supporting us, a very good way to maximize your impact with a gift would be to participate on our Triple Impact Match Day, which is on Tuesday, April 26th. And on that day, your donation will be tripled in value by a special challenge match fund. So a $50 gift will become $150 and $100 will become $300. So your gift definitely goes farther on that day. So if you are thinking about giving, that might be a good day to put on your calendar. And as always, we would encourage you to continue coming to these events and following us on our social media platforms. Our next coffee and community chat you can register for right now. And as I indicated before, it's going to be centered around partnering to build a community, community. And it will be led by Lisa Rowe, our executive director, and our rehousing manager, Karen Lassiter, who will discuss how our community's coordinated access system works and the many ways families receive support from our team, as well as our strategic partners that help our families get housed and supported so that they can thrive. And as you can see, we will also be followed by our last coffee and community chat on May 3rd at noon. It's also a Tuesday. We like Tuesdays around here. And it will be closing the gap, taking steps toward financial stability. And Harriet will be back to talk to us about her expanded programming. And now, the moment that everyone has been waiting for. The winners of our beautiful mug here. Oh, you can't see it. Are going to be Bonnie Cleveland and Dottie Scott. Thank you very much. If you will please contact me with your contact information so that I can send it your way. We will get you those mugs so that next time you're sitting with us, you can be drinking out of a limited edition mug. Thank you everybody for joining us today.